Welcome to the 25th episode of the Three Sportsmen Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Kurt.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Trey.
And in this week's episode, we are going to be doing 3-minute takeaways for week 4 of the 2020 NFL season, playing Pick a Player, and talking about the 2020 NBA Finals. But before we get started, we'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel, check out our other episodes, and follow us on social media, on Twitter,
At Podcast T3S.
and on Instagram,
At T3S Podcast.
We really appreciate any support. So let's get started with 3-minute takeaways. We each get 1 minute to talk about our takeaways from week 4. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right, Trey, let's get started.
I'm going to talk about Joe Burrow being the first rookie quarterback to throw for 300 or more yards in 3 consecutive games. He's just really making the Bengals something interesting to watch, and he's doing it without an offensive line, just a terrible roster. I was happy to see him get his first win over the Jaguars. It was nice to see. I like him. He's going to be good in the league for years to come.
All right, now it's time for a joint minute. Trey and Sam, are you guys ready?
We're ready.
Get started.
The Cowboys suck.
Boy.
The Cowboys
boy.
suck.
How about them Cowboys? It's a joke of a team.
Did you see Odell? He was behind like 15 yards, missed tackle,
And they
turns
still
into a
scored.
touchdown. Yes.
Exactly.
And then they block an extra point, and
No wonder they're
they
terrible.
recover
Mike
it, and the
McCarthy's their
Browns
head coach.
score. Oh, my
Mike
God.
McCarthy's their head coach. No wonder they're so bad.
Mike
Just remember,
McCarthy's
one
the
of
GOAT.
those NFC East teams is going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's sad.
You got 1-3 Washington, 1-3 Dallas, 0-2-1 Philly as we speak now, and 0-4 New York.
Dude, what if the Washington football team makes the playoff?
That would
Chance
be a
they
free
could.
win. That'd be a free win in the
Whoever
playoffs.
goes
Yeah.
up against them in the wild card round,
And they get the
in a
home
free
game.
bye.
Yeah, exactly.
They would get the home game. That's what happened to the
Philly, right?
Cowboys last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, Philly. That was right. Philly. So I just want to talk about Justin Herbert. Talked about him last week. I'm going to talk about him more from weeks to come because I just love his arm talent. He's so special. He's such a special player. I mean, he did lose. But you got to give credit where it's due. He had a great day today. His defense didn't help him out very much, but still had a great day today.
All right. The Minnesota Vikings got their first win today against the Houston Texans. And honestly, they were really lucky at the very end. It should not have come down to a bad catch. Dalvin Cook played out of his mind. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. The entire offense was actually pretty good until you remember they were playing the Texans, and the Texans
Nate
are
Stanley.
really not that good.
Bring in Nate Stanley.
Then you have, on Thursday Night Football, Sam Darnold needs another coach to potentially salvage his career. Adam Gase, the Jets organization as a whole, I don't know which part of that or if it's both of those. He needs a change of environment. He needs weapons. He needs an offensive line. He needs a defense. Give Sam Darnold help. He has talent. He's shown flashes of greatness. It's just not going to work with the Jets.
Yeah.
All right, so that's been 3-minute takeaways for week 4 of the 2020 NFL season with the Three Sportsmen. Let us know your takeaways in the comment section below. So let's start with Pick a Player. I'm going to be sending
Boy.
the stats right now.
Also, can we sign a petition saying that if the Lakers win the NBA Finals, Kyle Kuzma shouldn't get a ring?
Why specifically Kuzma?
Because he's just terrible. He sucks. Kyle Kuzma sucks.
Well, should Jeremy Lin have a ring?
Jeremy Lin got a ring.
Should he get one? I don't know.
Jeremy Lin actually had a flash of
Kuzma has
flash in New York.
Kuzma's been decent.
He's trash.
In 3 games, not counting this week, player A has had 14 solo tackles, 13 assists, 1 QB hit, 1 tackle for loss. Player B has had 15 solo tackles, 8 assists, 3 QB hits, 1 tackle for loss, and 2 sacks, and 1 forced fumble.
I like
Player A also
I see it
has
now.
had 1 rushing attempt for 1 yard.
I know who B is.
You know who B is?
I think so.
First, who would you take?
I'm taking B.
Yeah,
Is B
same.
Quandre Diggs?
I said they're both
Or-
rookies.
Wait, what position
what's-
are we talking about
Or
on defense?
Trevon Diggs, whatever. Trevon Diggs.
It is not Trevon Diggs. They are both safeties.
It.
Okay.
But one of them's a
Winfield.
hybrid.
Yeah,
One of them's a
one's
hybrid.
Winfield.
One's Winfield.
Which one do you think Winfield is?
A.
You're wrong. Player B is Antoine Winfield Jr.
Dang it.
God
And then-
dang it!
And then B.
B is Winfield.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, no. A is
Same division.
well, it's not Delpa because he's hurt.
Delpit's hurt.
Um,
McKinney's hurt. It's the same division as Antoine Winfield Jr.
oh, I'm so
This
bad.
guy you
at
probably
defensive
haven't heard of.
players. Yeah.
Any guesses?
Hmm.
Sam?
I don't know. Is it Duggar?
It is not.
Damn it.
From Southern Illinois, Jeremy Chin.
Oh.
That's right. Yeah.
64th overall in the 2020 draft.
Yeah.
Winfield was 45th. They're both great young safeties.
I'm a great young safety.
I like Winfield. Winfield's good.
Well, I've been on the Antoine Winfield Jr. hype train since January?
I like him. Good player.
Great player.
Pick a player.
Exactly.
Yep. Jeremy Chin, he's just a guy who I want to highlight. He's so far been great. He's playing fairly
So
well for
why?
a pretty. He's playing most of the snaps defensively.
I've been pretty good.
100% of snaps in week 1, 98% week 2, 100% week 3.
Look at that.
Winfield's basically playing the same. He's week 2. The only difference was 99% of snaps.
Rookies making an impact.
They are. Who's our early defensive rookie of the year favorite?
Winfield.
Winfield, Chase Young, anyone?
Good question. I could see Chase. Chase Young's just got such a big name.
I could see Chase. Yeah, I could see Chase Young too.
It depends how he finishes.
Well, he's hurt right now, so
Yeah, that's gonna hurt him.
depending on how long he's out for.
They'll do everything they can to get him that award.
An offensive rookie of the year. This is where the fun could really get started.
Could be Burrow, Herbert. Your boy Justin Jefferson's balling out.
Justin
Kurt.
Jefferson's playing great. There's some running backs who are solid too.
Oh, Clyde.
Clyde,
Clyde's a
James
beast.
Robinson,
Oh yeah, he's been a beast for the Jags.
Illinois State, undrafted.
Look at that.
T. Higgins. He's a
T. Higgins
sleeper
has been playing
name.
pretty well.
Yeah,
He's been Joe Burrow's go-to man.
yeah.
Well, that entire Bengals receiving core is actually not horrible.
It's not.
Tyler
It's
Boyd
not
is
bad.
very underrated.
Yeah, so it's Ross, Boyd,
Don't they have AJ Green still?
They still have AJ Green.
AJ Green, T. Higgins, and didn't they draft another guy this year too? They drafted Higgins and they drafted somebody else too.
I
Not
can't
that I can
remember.
remember who they drafted. I know they've had Auden Tate,
I don't remember who.
Do they still have Tyler Eifert or no?
Eifert's in
No.
Jacksonville now. They had
Yeah.
Uzoma, but he tore his Achilles.
Their running backs aren't bad. I mean, Joe Mixon balled out this week.
Mixon got a slow start, but this week he completely changed that around.
It's not a terrible team.
They need an O-line.
They need
and
no
a
line.
defense.
Their defense needs some help.
And I think that they are going to be – they're going to be there soon.
How soon are you
Just got to
thinking?
draft good.
That division's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on Cleveland.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have Lamar and the Ravens.
I'm not sleeping on Cleveland.
Cleveland can make the playoffs.
I think they
I
could.
slide in there.
I like Baker.
I mean, I don't remember if I said this on the podcast or if I just told you guys like on COD or something. They have the personnel they need to run Stefanski's scheme perfectly. Just run it with Chubb and Hunt. Basically make Baker Kirk Cousins.
Didn't Chubb get hurt today?
He did get hurt.
Yeah, he did. So did Eckler.
But still, they could. They have a good offense. Yeah, Eckler did get hurt. Injuries keep piling on.
Cleveland still has Kareem Hunt. Dearness Johnson had a solid game. I think it's going to be very interesting to watch how this playoff picture turns out because there's an extra seed.
Yeah, that changes a lot of things. Keeps a lot of teams in the hunt.
Number one just became way more valuable.
Yeah, it did. Because wait, does one get a bye?
One
and the
gets a
rest
bye
play?
and home field. Everyone else plays.
So those teams are going to be trying right into the end. No resting, guys. Really.
Then during all this, we've also had the NBA Finals between the LA Lakers and the Miami Heat.
Just like I said, Kyle Kuzma shouldn't get a ring if they win.
I haven't looked at his stats this series.
He scores like 5 points and then gets like 30 minutes a game.
Well, you can have an impact without scoring.
Could have a good defense. I don't know.
Like guys like OG Anunoby.
OG, well, you
But
can't.
OG puts up
Anunoby.
numbers, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
For most of his
OG's
career, he didn't.
In the playoff, OG had like 20 a game.
This year specifically, he did. But prior to this year, he was mainly just a defensive guy.
Yeah, OG was a beast for me in fantasy. I loved OG. Yeah, but I don't think this is going to be a series. It's going to be Lakers in 4 or 5 at worst, I think. I don't know. I think the Heat are out of gas and they're hurt.
Yeah.
The injuries are stacking up for him.
That's a problem.
Yeah, Kuzma this series, averaging 7 points a game, 5 total rebounds, 1.5 assists, half a steal per game. Shooting hasn't been great. Anthony Davis, though, can we talk about him for a minute?
That's why I thought they could win the finals.
Trey, you picked the Lakers to win.
Did. I liked AD and LeBron. I thought that was a great duo that could lead them through. And that's been the case.
I think Davis he's going to end up with Finals MVP if he keeps on playing
Yeah.
like this. Obviously, the series isn't over yet as of the time we're recording this.
He could easily, 100%.
I don't know, but if there's one team that can come back from a 2-0 deficit, it's the Miami Heat.
I mean, I agree with you if they were fully healthy. I just think Bam being out just sucked the life out of them.
I mean, they have
Yeah.
okay depth at center with Olynyk and Myers Leonard, but that's not going to make up for losing Bam Adebayo.
No. Such a defensive presence.
I mean, he's becoming more of a point forward, point center, I guess you could say, similar to what Jokic is doing in Denver.
When was the last time Heat's up by 4 right now?
I could see him taking a game.
I think, yeah, I agree with Lakers in 4 or 5.
Jay Crowder's having a good game.
Like Jimmy
Sam, you're a
Butler's
big
doing
Crowder
well.
guy.
Should have came to the Bulls.
We need to trade for him.
He should have came to the Bulls.
Isn't he a free agent at the end of this year?
Not sure.
I don't know. Maybe he is. And if
I'm
he
looking
is,
it up right
come on
now.
over. Come on over. We'd love to have you.
I just feel like the Bulls aren't going to be very active in free agency this summer, whatever you want to call it, this off season.
I think we are. I think Billy Donovan is I think Billy Donovan and AK and Eversley get it done. I think they do they make a splash. I think that they'll get like one of like they'll get one of those well-known named guys, but they're not like a star in the league.
Well, who's a free agent this year?
I think next summer, I think they hit the
2021 is
second.
obviously the year to watch.
Yeah, I think they're hitting the second tier of that free agency class, the Bulls.
Yeah, I don't know who's even a free agent this year.
So
I'm looking it up.
Davis has a player option to stay with the Lakers. He's probably going to take it.
Yeah, he's probably going to stay.
Brandon Ingram, I'm assuming, is going to get a max from the Pelicans.
Yeah.
As he should.
DeRozan's going to keep the player option, stick with the Spurs.
Yep.
Van Vliet, I don't know.
It depends on the Knicks. That's all I'm going to
It
say.
depends how much money the Knicks throw at him. Hayward's going to keep the player option, stay with Boston.
Yeah. Yep.
Harrell from the Clippers, he's unrestricted. I've heard his name connected to Toronto, but I don't know how much of that I buy.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Dragic is unrestricted.
I feel like he stays.
Trey, do we re-sign Porter?
No, well, he is a player option. He's picking that up. Are you kidding me? Like he's
true.
It's what,
20
mil?
I think it might be
Yeah.
25. I don't know.
25?
26.
How's his contract
it's 26.
structured?
Oh, it's 26.
26?
Yeah.
I knew it was a
Thanks.
big contract, but damn.
Thanks, Nets. Because the Nets made the Wizards pay that. Was it the Nets?
Yeah.
Or was it the Knicks?
No, it's the Nets.
Trey, do you think Bobby Portis comes back?
No. I don't either. I don't think so. I could see
Yeah,
Taj Gibson. No, was
Jay
it Taj?
Crowder is
No. Noah. Joakim Noah.
Jay Crowder is a free agent.
He is a free agent.
So I'd love to see him come.
I think the Bulls could get Joakim Noah back because he likes Chicago. Billy Donovan coached him in college. I could see it.
Would you go for a guy like Gallinari?
Take Pat Connaughton. Pat Connaughton.
A Gallinari, because he was on OKC, right?
Yeah.
I would do whatever Billy Donovan wants. If he wants him, get him. If he doesn't, then don't.
I mean, I've seen his name thrown around with a bunch of title contenders mainly.
We re-signing Dunn. He's restricted.
I'd like to.
Restricted,
sure.
you could, if no one else really wants Chris Dunn, might as well try to sign him for a team-friendly contract.
Which I think he would.
I would take Derek Jones Jr.
I've seen him linked to the Bulls. I have. That would be interesting. Talk about athleticism with him and Levine.
Didn't he get hurt, though? He got hurt in the bubble.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen him linked to the Bulls, though. That'd be interesting.
Evan Fournier has a player option. I'm assuming he's going to stay with the Magic in 17 mil.
Trey Denzel Valentine.
Yeah, I think he can go. I really don't think he's that good. I don't know what your opinion is, Kurt, but I don't think he's that good
There are
at all.
Bulls fans that are like, you just got to give him.
Which draft class was he? Was he 17?
I think so. Yeah.
Who, Denzel?
Yeah.
I don't know what year that was. He's been around for like 3 or 4 years.
He was 2016. I just want to see who they drafted him. Who else was in that draft class who was behind him?
Oh, Kurt, what are you guys going to do with Gasol and Ibaka?
Well, Gasol, there are rumors that he's going back to Spain, but I don't think anything has been confirmed. Ibaka. I want to keep Ibaka. He's great. If not, I would definitely be interested in trying to trade up a little bit, draft Jalen Smith.
Ooh, I see a name that the Bulls were linked to. Jeremy Grant from
Jimmy
Denver.
Grant. We played on Oklahoma City earlier, right?
I
He
think
once played on the
so.
Thunder. I don't
So he's
know
got
if it
the
was under
Donovan connection
Yeah.
and the Arturis connection in one.
That's intriguing.
I don't know. What does PO mean?
Player option.
Player option? Okay. What's his option? Let's see.
Depends what the player option is. Valentine was 14th in 2016, drafted behind him. Karis LeVert at 20. Siakam at 27, but no one really saw Siakam coming.
True.
You had Zubats to the Lakers.
So it's kind of a bad draft class.
Pat McCaw.
I'd take Pat. I
Ring.
would take Pat Connaughton. I would take Pat Connaughton.
He's all right.
Pat Connaughton, he's solid defensively.
Exactly.
By the
But
way,
I think if Milwaukee's goal is to keep Giannis, they're probably going to do whatever it takes to keep Connaughton.
Grant's option's $9 million.
So do you offer him like 2 years, 24?
I don't know. How good do you guys think he is?
I think he's solid. Let me look up his stats real quick.
Like, is he a guy that you can pencil in as a? Would you pencil him in as a starter over Otto Porter? I think that's the question.
Who?
Jeremy Grant.
No.
12 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 1.2 assists. Let me look at his advanced defensive stats real quick. Obviously, stats aren't everything, but
Obviously.
I don't know.
defensive
I kind of doubt it.
defensive
oh my God.
rating,
Imagine if
not
Kawhi
great.
comes to the Bulls.
That's not happening.
never going to happen.
PG.
How about CP3? Go with Billy Donovan.
I would love to have CP3 in Chicago. I would
love to see that.
CP3 in because do you know the connection that him and Kobe have?
Yeah, that and Billy Donovan. There's so many connections between them.
Exactly.
Bulls and Kobe White. That would be interesting. Kobe White would be mentored with
I
actually
don't think you'd be able to afford it, though. I think it would have to be a trade with like Otto Porter and another bad contract.
Well, yeah, it would probably be Otto Porter, Felicio, and then we would have to give him a few young assets.
You'd have to give him picks.
Yeah.
I don't want to give up picks right now.
Yeah, and
we can't afford to give up picks.
Based on the way that the Bulls roster is built, I just don't see it being a smart move. It'd be a fun move.
I'd love to see it, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Chris Paul's like 38 mil-ish.
What about Andre Drummond? What if Andre Drummond comes to the Bulls?
Is he on a player? Is he on a player option, or is he
But
unrestricted?
that would just cause problems between Wendell, Markkanen, and then.
But also, it's like our guest Jack said, he's a part of the outdated bigs list.
He is.
How old is he? Drummond's getting
Drummond's
getting up there.
27.
No, he's not old. It's just what he does. It's just not as valuable as
He has a
It's true.
he has a player option going into this year, 28 mil. He's not going to give up 28 mil.
Yeah,
I don't care how
he's taking that.
I don't care how
He's
bad
taking that.
his fit with Cleveland is with Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love. He's going to keep the money.
Oh, he's taking that money 100%.
Oh, I was wrong. Otto Porter's player option's $28 million.
28? That's worse. For the
At least
Bulls,
it's
for him,
one
that's
year.
great.
At least it's 1 year. Like, he'll be gone in a year.
All right,
and it's
so-
really not that big of a deal.
I'd try to keep him, but for like significantly
so-
less.
Yes.
All right, so our options, we've got Otto Porter, and then we have no guaranteed contracts, two-way contracts. We have Mokaka, is that how you say it?
I don't
Or
know.
Mokuka?
Makoka, I think.
Makoka, yeah, Makoka. Makoka is expiring. Strus is expiring. Chris Dunn's restricted. Valentine's restricted, and Shaq is restricted.
I say
You
everyone
could keep
comes
some of
back.
those guys.
I think all of them are coming back, to be honest with you, except for maybe.
I want Strus.
All right. So those were our thoughts on week 4 of the 2020 NFL season. We played Pick a Player, talked about the NBA Finals, and some potential free agent signings. If you liked this episode, definitely drop a like, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. And remember, the Three Sportsmen is a weekly podcast, so be sure to tune in next week. And remember, trust the podcast.